I want to respond to this question where a commenter asked me, how do you meet people to date? And I know it says something else, but we clarified that she meant, how do you meet people to date? Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse as well as those who are perpetrators of abuse and other violent crimes. And again, responding to this commenter that says, how do you meet people to date? And I think, first of all, you need to decide for you what dating means. There's a lot of people out here now that have different interpretations of dating. So there are people that are meeting people to date for long-term partnership, dating for marriage, and people that are looking to hook up. If you're looking to hook up, in my experience, that is not actual dating. That is looking to hook up. However, some people use the term, the word dating, to imply that they're looking for something casual and they're not looking to date with intention and longevity. So you need to decide what you want to do there. And I say that you decide what you want to do there because that is going to determine how you're going to date and what you're going to entertain. So if you are looking for long-term partnership and marriage, you are not going to entertain people that are looking to hook up. So that means, in my opinion, a lot of the hookup culture is on the dating apps and social media and things like that. After COVID, pre-COVID, a lot of people who met each other on dating apps were getting married, that met off of Tinder and other sites like that, actually got married. I don't see that as much anymore. And so one thing that I will say is, if you're looking for marriage and things like that, you're looking to have children, you are going to want to date people that are grown, that are mature, that are within the financial bracket, the same or better financial bracket as you. If you are a woman, within the same or better financial bracket, and who have done the work, whose values align with that. So with that being said, there's a number of ways that which you can meet people. First of all, you have to get out of your house, and so you have to go and do stuff. And I recommend that women have hobbies and interests that they are engaged in. So that's number one. Number two, I recommend that if you're looking to date, I recommend that people know that about you, that you're interested in dating, and especially if you have quality friendships, quality community and connections, like, hey, I'm interested in meeting, I'm interested in dating people and meeting new people. Let your connections know that you're interested in dating. And if you have friends or connections that care about you, that like you, and are invested in you, and they want to hook you up with people that they know of equally good caliber, that's also a great way to do it. But again, that only works if those are people that are invested in you and that feel like they know people that they have vetted and they want the best for you. It doesn't work if you have friends that are just introducing you to anybody and everybody, right? But only people that are vetted. And you could tell them, like, I'm not interested in meeting like your son or, just anybody and everybody. I'm only interested in meeting vetted connections. And if you have good quality people in your life, usually they will do that for you. And that's usually one of the better ways to meet people, is by introduction, like people that are already established and connected, and that can give you the rundown about everybody that they already know. So like, oh, you could say, oh, this person hasn't been married, or they have been married and they went through X, Y, and Z. And I think you guys would make a great couple, or you guys may hit it off with dating because of X, Y, and Z. So I think that's one thing. I think another way to meet people is if you're a professional, it's good to, link up with like professional organizations, and they often will do like get-togethers through professional organizations and things of that nature, trainings and whatnot. It may even do some things where that are distance training. So, for example, like I go to trainings all the time, so I may be going to different places, where I may have to, go travel and go do a training somewhere else. So that puts me in a different location, and I get to meet people in different locations of different disciplines and things like that. But, usually when I'm doing that, I'm already meeting established professionals, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in psychology or mental health. It might be a medical doctor, it might be an attorney. It could be any number of things, where you're meeting people, you're getting those introductions, you're getting referral lists and things of that nature. So that might be a way. But also going back to the hobbies and interests. So the hobbies can be things where it's like you may want to explore people again within your same bracket, that might have interests and hobbies where you're getting outdoors. So that may be, non-traditional hobbies such as shooting, marksmanship. Archery and things like that, or tennis, or culinary classes, wine tastings, and pairings and things of that nature, where you can go to like a lot of, I don't know, but some liquor stores may have wine classes where they're teaching you about wine, and they're teaching you also about cooking. So wine and cooking classes and things of that nature. So again, that's learning a hobby, learning an interest. Traveling, travel groups and things like that. So where you're getting out of your element, you're going with people who have, paid for an experience. So, there's a lot of groups that do that based upon people that want certain type of experiences. So people have been vetted based off of who can pay for certain types of experience. I think I would recommend getting something that is a little bit more exclusive and a little bit, maybe people have to pay and be a little bit more disciplined about. One of the I guess I would say drawbacks to something like a dating app is dating apps are free for anybody, right? And so anybody can join. People that have no business, maybe dating, like for example, someone who might be homeless or unstable, right? You ideally need to be stable before you're getting on an app. Another option that might be, you might find appealing is Matchmaker. One of the things that I would say about a matchmaker, though, while it's great and people are usually vetted and usually have background checks, check with your matchmaker, you would still need to practice dating. So ideally, you would need to know how to date. And I know that sounds simple, but everybody who says, I want to date, is not yet ready to emotionally take that on. So I recommend that while you're dating, you are in therapy, you're checking your emotional history, your past traumas, your history of self-sabotage. If you have that, you're making sure that you have your mental health is where it needs to be. Your communication patterns, your boundaries and things like that are where it needs to be. But hobbies and interest, galas, fundraisers, things like that, where there's usually a little bit more of a weeding out people that aren't serious, or, just anybody can't show up there. So getting yourself in places where there's a little bit more of an exclusivity is what I would recommend. And just making sure that you're having fun and that you're not closed off and that you don't have this rigidity, but just, so making sure you're open to meeting people, and having a conversation with them. Hope that helps. Thanks so much.